Preppers are a bunch of cowards. And I'm going to prove it to you. My last video seemed to get a little bit of attention, just a little bit. And I did get certain people actually right in the comment section. And at first, a few of them were trolling. And then I entertained their idea and actually decided to reply back to these cowards. And what was funny was their comments. But why am I calling these preppers cowards? Well, here I am on camera. You can see my fat mug. Face to face, we can chat. These guys create accounts with no information, no videos, no hello, no nothing. Not even a picture of themselves. Instead, they hide behind an icon like a coward. So I'm calling it what it is. They're a bunch of prepper cowards. And that's all there is to it. In my point of view, if we're going to prep, we should do it as a group. We should work together. We should bounce off ideas off each other's heads. We shouldn't hide and act like we're a Mr. Know-It-All or a Mrs. Know-It-All and go post and be that keyboard warrior. I do normally try to approve all comments. Now you have to understand something with comments in YouTube's TOS, their terms of service. If there's swearing or things that are not right by their TOS, bullying, stuff like that, then I can't approve it. I have to delete it. That is YouTube's laws, not mine. But if the comment is structured properly, even if you're insulting me, I will approve it for others to read. They can thumbs it up or thumbs it down. It's up to them. So take note of that when you actually make a comment because of YouTube's terms of service. But before I get into this, I want to shout out 3 people, okay? 3 people you don't even know exist. And why don't you know they exist? Because YouTube basically pushes them down. They don't make any money. They do it because they enjoy it. There's one girl by the name of Fanny Urbanhomesteader. I'll have a link in the bottom. She has all kinds of canning videos. She shows you how to cook different recipes. The canning videos are just amazing. And if you are a prepper, I'm surprised she doesn't have 50,000 subscribers. Because to me, every prepper should be canning, right? They should know how to do it. So I'm pretty surprised by that. Another person you might want to go sub is RV Lucky. Now he's at, I forget, 900 subscribers, somewhere around there. He's been prepping for over 40 years. I'm not kidding. He's got a bus with a ton of food on it. I mean, the stuff this guy's got, it'll blow your mind. And he would love to make more prepping videos, but every time he's ever made a prepping video, he says nobody watches them, so he stopped making them. Maybe if some of you preppers head on over there and say, hey, make some prepping videos, he'll start making some. And I think he wants to go live. I think he needs 1,000 subs or something like that. So I think he's trying to get 100 more subs where he can go live and actually show some pretty cool stuff. So you might want to go sub up with RV Lucky. Another guy doesn't have too many videos. This guy's pretty cool. Hope I don't botch his name too bad. Mosaicmaster 1. He's full of solar. He's got an amazing home. He's definitely got the skills when it comes to working. He's done a 48-volt system, windmill, solar, you name it, he's done it. Again, very low subscribers. I'm surprised he doesn't have more. You're more than happy to ask him questions, and he would be more than happy to actually help you. You don't get that too often. Anyhow, check out these 3 people. I'll have the links in the bottom. So let's get back to why preppers are cowards. Not all. Let me specify that. I have to say, see, I have to specify this stuff. Especially in today's world. You know, in the old days when I was younger, I wouldn't have to do that. Because most people knew you were talking about the majority. Or you were talking about the minority. People just knew what you were doing. Because guess what? We had common sense back then. But nowadays, because of all these snowflakes out there, and even old people my age are snowflakes now. They're like, oh, he called me a coward. Oh, God forbid that somebody actually calls you out. You know, if you guys are so smart, and I got one, I can't even say the guy's name. I'm probably going to have to remove his comment because he's got swear words in it. But he went on to say his prepping is his hobby. my birds, my tools, my pressure canners. Then again, I can't say that word. I mean retired. Every minute, every day is mine to do as I please. And I agree. I gave my heart. I agree 100%. Hey, you're over 18. You're allowed to do what you want. Spend your money any way you want. And just like I am allowed, I shouldn't say allowed, it's my right, to say you're a coward. Whether you like it or not, that is the fact. I've got my face on camera, you don't. You want to hide? Hey, hide. It's your right. But don't expect me to respond to your comments if you're going to hide and act like some pathetic little troll. It's not going to happen. Now, I did entertain a couple guys. There was one guy named Christian Gabriel. And I hope I said your name right. And we had quite a conversation back and forth. You'd have to go check the other video. I'll link it at the end of this one if you want to go check the comments. He was very well spoken when he spoke in his comments. I was really quite impressed. I could see sitting down and having a long conversation with this gentleman. And he had a lot of good points, but at the same time, he was very emotional. I mean, I could see the emotion. If I accidentally said something wrong, he wanted to correct you and jump all over it very quickly. I found that interesting. But he's worried about all kinds of things. I mean, he is literally scanning the internet constantly. Power outages, EMPs. I mean, this guy is crazy, crazy looking for stuff. And what I don't understand, Christian, go open a YouTube channel, man. You seem very knowledgeable on what's coming and what can happen. And it's like, you could be sharing this information. And who knows, maybe someday you might get enough subscribers where you could put on the AdSense and pay for some of those preps. You never know. But Christian, you're very intelligent. You should open a YouTube channel. I'm sure a lot of people would want to hear what you got to say. Another guy was named R.B. Johnson. He totally missed the idea of what I was saying. I replied to him and told him that. And basically, he said it wasn't entertaining enough. I told him, well, maybe next time I'll get on video and shake my big belly for you. He found that boring. So, why are preppers a bunch of cowards? Well, the bottom line is, if you're going to prep, there's power in numbers. I don't care what it is. We have figured this out from the beginning of time. I mean, go back as far back as the caveman. There is a reason we call them tribes. There's a reason Indians worked together as a group. The Algonquin, the Iroquois. There is a reason people did that. It was not only just to eat. It was to protect their family and their children. You know, some Indian civilizations actually had entire fences they would put around their entire place that they cooked and slept in. And there would only be a couple ways in and out which were guarded. And now the kids were allowed to play in this fenced area and not allowed to go out. So this way, we keep them safe and they wouldn't die. But it's like everybody wants to be the lone, what did they used to call that? Oh, the lone wolf. Everybody believes they want to be a loner. And there are all kinds of problems when you prep in a big group. You know, more resources, more everything. But you have more manpower. And, let's be politically correct and not hurt anybody's feelings, more women power. It is crazy the way our society has gotten. We can't say what's on our minds because we're afraid. If we say something that upsets somebody, it's like, oh, it's the end of the world. There was an old term I used to hear on the internet quite a bit. We used to say, suck it up, buttercup. It's about to get a whole lot worse. Well, I'm going to tell you, if any of you guys want to know the truth, if something did happen in this country of US of A, and an EMP did hit, and this entire grid went down, things would be a little bit chaotic for the first couple of weeks. But when people started realizing it's not coming back, when people started realizing there is no law and order, and people actually realized I can do whatever I want, it is pretty scary on what people will do. Now, if a group of people are working together and not hiding behind their icons like a bunch of cowards, then guess what? You might find out there's 100 of you in the same town. And you might want to get together. You might want to go on a picnic. And for God's sakes, don't sit there and talk about prepping for everything. Enjoy life a little bit, you know. watch the kids and have a good laugh. But there are certain times you will need to get serious. And you have to understand who's in your group and who are they and get to know them. Everybody's built different. Some people have no conscience, no heart. You know, they can see somebody die and think, oh, well, that person died, big deal. Or another person would be extremely heartbroken over it. And this has to be considered when you get a group, because everybody has to have their position. You're going to want that guy that has no heart. You're going to need him for certain jobs. Oh, don't kid yourself. Believe me, the government has theirs. So, if you want to wander through life thinking, I'm going to watch some YouTube videos and I'm just going to write a little comment here and write a little comment there, and I'm going to be a coward, I don't even know why you're watching videos. Are you that afraid that the end of the world is coming and, oh my God, somebody might see my face? Oh no, somebody's going to see my face. I got news for you. Did you go to the bank today? Did you go to the grocery store? Did you venture out into this thing called civilization? Well, they have probably taken video and probably taken 1 million photos of your mug everywhere. Technology, oh my God. Technology is so advanced and advancing so quickly with artificial intelligence, it's amazing. Now, how do I know this? Well, I'm a computer programmer. That's what I do for a living. And what I see, what goes on, and what I have to keep up with in my job is amazing. Just amazing. And it's scary. It really is. They're taking away jobs left, right, and center with the Walmart checkouts. McDonald's is adding automated checkouts. I mean, they're doing it everywhere. And the people don't care. The people still go and punch out their own groceries. They don't care they're taking somebody's job away. Do you? Remember, we decide what happens in our lives. When you buy something like that came from China, and I'm not just talking, I don't know what, a pair of sunglasses, big deal. I'm talking about when you buy food like tilapia that comes from China. Do you know you shouldn't even eat tilapia? Go look it up. You're eating human feces when you eat tilapia. They actually dump it in their sewers in China and then they catch it and sell it back to us. Keep eating that fish if you're eating it. Paying attention to what you put in your body is very important. That's another video. It really is. But let's talk about the cowards on YouTube. The cowards. I even see some of them, they'll make videos with a mask on and disguise their voice and do all this fancy editing. Why? Like I said, your picture's all over the place. It's in the banks. You've ever been in trouble with the law, they're going to have your picture on file. Everywhere you go, they're going to have your picture. So do you think, I don't want to put my picture on YouTube? Why? Is your job going to be upset? If your job's upset and you're scared you're going to lose your job, you shouldn't even be on social media. Period. Get out. But is it because you're a coward? Hey, if you are, great, then admit it. Make a video. Don't show your face like you've always done. And make the video and say, hey, I'm a coward. And admit it. At least own it on what you are. But I'm going to tell you, if you guys with your icons want to reply, knock yourself out. I'll approve them if they're done within taste with the TOS. I'm not going to reply to them, though. I'm not going to entertain talking to a ghost. Now, if you want to turn around and still stay anonymous and you would like to chat, no problem. Get a hold of me. I'll go private with you. And I'll go face to face. And then we'll talk. I got no problem with that. But I don't understand why there's so many cowards. Maybe somebody could explain it to me. Tell me why there's so many cowards on YouTube in the comment section. Oh, I had somebody actually comment on my shelving unit. They said, I can't even remember what they said, but they commented on my shelving unit and I just had to laugh. Like, this is something special. I mean, literally, I bought it for $100. The pipes themselves. The wood I bought at the hardware store, I cut it, I stained it, I polyurethaned it myself. So maybe, I don't know, $150 to put a shelf up. And mainly, it's not even for anything. It mainly just keeps track of all my camera equipment. So before I go out, I actually grab my camera bag and I start looking on the shelf to determine what I actually need to take with me. It makes it a whole lot easier, which is called being organized. There's another guy named Team Foco. He actually said some good points in your last video. I fact-checked it. My wife doesn't want to live in a shed. No kidding. Really? I can't believe you had to fact-check that. Wow. If you're serious about being a prepper, and you're really serious about all these points that you guys said to me, as if you're the so-called experts, why are you hiding like a bunch of little girls and being a coward? Are you worried about me? Are you worried about other preppers? No, or maybe you're worried about the trolls. Maybe you don't like the way you look. You're not confident in who you are. I don't know. But one thing's for sure. Put up or shut up. One or the other. And that's the way it was in my day. So, I'm not going to entertain these so-called people that have nothing. It's just not worth it. Now, and they know who they are. They've created these accounts for this purpose, which I get a kick out of. They actually went to the effort to do that. Like it's going to affect me somehow. And by the way, I have a video on my channel that says I built a bunker. So let me tell you a little bit about myself so you get understanding. I do have a bunker. I call it a tornado shelter. My biggest concern was because I live in Tennessee, we have over 200 tornadoes a year. Me and my wife were concerned about a tornado taking us out. Now, if insurance companies weren't the way they were, and I knew I'd get my money in 1 week, I would never have built this tornado shelter. Not in a million years. So I built 2 large rooms. You can literally probably put 1, 2, 3, probably 4 queen-size beds across the room with room to spare in both. 2 rooms. And the whole idea of this was if the house gets taken out by a tornado, well, we got to have some place to live. So I figured we could live in this, and guess what? I'd be living in it for a year. Because it takes a year for insurance companies to finally give you back your money when a house gets taken out by a tornado. Because we have such a great society. Not. So, I do have, and a lot of people ask me what the cost to build it. I get that a lot. When I did it, it was around $50K. I didn't keep receipts, so I was just guesstimating. And it took me well over 5 years to build it. It wasn't something I went to a bank and borrowed money. I didn't put it on credit cards. I didn't do anything like that. Basically, I worked hard for 5 years, and I did a little bit at a time. Most of it I did myself. Some of it I hired out. And I guess to a lot of preppers, when they see a bunker, they think, wow, I wish I had one. And like I said, the only reason I have one is in case my house gets taken out by a tornado for a disaster, and I actually have to live in it. And I'll be living in it for probably a year. I'd probably end up getting a trailer also to stick on the outside of the house. So, this is just what I did. And I wasn't prepping for the end of the world. To me, it was just common sense. I didn't want my family living on the street. I didn't want to live in motels. I didn't want to depend on other people to help me. I wanted to guarantee my income. And because I'm a computer programmer, everything is set up down here. So my livelihood would never get destroyed. My computers, the only thing I'd be waiting on is maybe a week for internet to be plugged back in, maybe 2 weeks. And I'd be off and going and back and working with my clients again. So I wanted to guarantee anything. Basically, I guaranteed the income would not be touched whatsoever. But that was the way I did it. But I didn't go on and pile my shelves with, 400 pails of food. I didn't do that. That made no sense. And I got like 5 acres of land. I got a little garden, not a big one. And I just do it for something to kick around. Like a little hobby. But I lived my life. And like I said, I only started watching a few of these prepper videos. Anybody that commented on my channel, I actually went and checked out some of your videos. So if you were to comment, I was on your channel. I might have even subscribed to you. And just to see what else you were going to say or do when you make a video. And how much thought you're going to put into it. But one thing I'm noticing, man, there's a lot of cowards on this on this YouTube. Yet they want to claim that they're preppers, but yet they hide. I mean, that's kind of spooky, isn't it? I mean, I'd much rather have a man come up to me and say, "Hi, I'm so-and-so on your channel," and you shake hands and say, "Well, how you doing?" You know, you'll even hear preppers say, "Oh, don't tell them where you live. Oh no, they're going to come and they're going to get you." I actually live in a little town called Linden, Tennessee. Oh my God, did I just say that? I'm not afraid. I look forward to meeting other people that are prepping. I look forward to meeting photographers. I look forward to meeting many different people, all kinds of people, because I learn from them. And it's fun meeting other people. You may find out it doesn't click with you. Okay, fine, it didn't click, but sometimes it does click, and then you get to go out shooting together, or you get to do other things together. And meanwhile, you made a friend you didn't even know you were going to make. But that's just me. But how are you going to make friends or get to know people or anything if you're hiding behind an icon and you're scared for anybody to know who you are? And go look up Linden, Tennessee. It's beautiful here. Very small town, though. Very small. But go look it up. And if you had to come to my house and something happened, let's take a scenario. Oh my God, an EMP is hit. I remember that guy named Lance. I'm going to go to Linden. He's got a bunker. We're going to get him. Well, Nashville's a minimum of a 2-hour drive. Nashville, Tennessee. And most of you guys that I've seen, and I'm talking the majority here, not all, you don't look like you could even walk a mile. Do you even put on a 30-pound backpack and walk 5 miles or 10 miles? Do you even test it to see what you could do? And I don't mean just put your backpack on and walk a couple miles, you know, on a beautiful day, nice and cool. No. I put on my pack. I've usually got anywhere between 40 and 50 pounds in my pack. And I'll go out and do photography, and I'll usually walk between 5 and 8 miles on a day of 92 degrees, humidity high, and bugs everywhere. It's not the humidity that bothers me. I don't mind the sweating part. It's the bugs that really irk me. And I'm constantly, every 2 hours, checking for ticks on me and my dog. It is not fun at all. And I doubt very many people, if they had to do, what do they call that? Bug out, would even make it. I don't care if you're some muscle-bound guy and you work out in the gym every week. If they actually think they're going to make it, I shake my head again. It really takes a special person to get out there and endure that. You will go crazy when you hear the noises of the bugs spinning around your head. It will be on your nerves so bad. It really takes a mindset to know how to ignore that and push forward. Have you ever heard of people that walk the Appalachian Trail? Maybe you should go watch some of their videos. You might learn something. But me sitting behind this table, now what does that prove? It don't prove nothing. I think there was a term for that back when armchair prepper. You sat there and just made videos. Most of these guys that have high subscribers that are making videos now, they're not even making videos properly. They're actually just sitting at their computer. They pay some company, you know, $100 a year, and they have access to all kinds of videos and photos. They pick the ones they want, and then they do a narration. And then they narrate what they're going to say. And then they, of course, fluff it all up with a whole bunch of doom, the end is coming. And click my links. That's pretty much the norm from what I'm seeing. Out of over I did a search for prepper just to see what would come up. And I was really quite surprised at what I was seeing and some of the stuff I was watching. But anyhow, I don't want to get too far off topic. I already have. Go check out RV Lucky, Fanny Urbanhomesteader, Mosaicmaster. Links are in the bottom if you want to watch some true people. And you want to get to know some good people. And do you guys actually entertain these people? Tell me that. Do you entertain these people that have nothing on their accounts? They're just like dead accounts and they're hiding and they're a know-it-all about everything? Yet there's no face, there's nothing there. I find that just amazing. That they even think that their opinion matters when they're a coward. I like Christian, but man, like I said, I love the information he was sharing, but I find it very hard to take anybody serious that hides behind an icon. So to me, anybody that's not upfront or proud of being a prepper, then what are they? Maybe they're your enemy. But one thing's for sure, they're definitely a bunch of cowards. Catch you guys on the next one.